Stop everything. Seriously, stop. Whatever you were about to scroll to, whatever clip you were about to open, whatever escape you were reaching for, let it drop. Because at 11:47 last night, something cracked wide open in the unseen realm. A seal that had been clamped shut over your life for precisely 1826 days. That's 5 full years if you're doing the math. 5 years of hanging on by your fingernails while it looked like everyone else was leaping forward. Your guardian angel just activated their one-time, lifetime override protocol. You understand how serious that is? They're not allowed to step in that directly. There are divine rules, celestial protocols, heavenly order. But 33 minutes ago, they pulled up your record, saw what was barreling towards you in the next 72 hours if you missed this window, and declared, "Not my assignment, not today." Right now, scrolling through screens across the planet, only 7 people were selected to receive this exact vibration. 4 already swiped away. 1 felt the tug, hesitated, felt the stirring, then got distracted by a notification that could have waited. Another is reading this exact line in Seattle, Miami, or a city I can't name. But heaven knows exactly where. And you are number 7, the final one. If you close this tab or swipe off right now, the mantle passes. The opening closes. You won't see another moment like this for 7 more years. Type 777 in the comments immediately. Don't think, don't finish reading first, don't hesitate. When those 3 digits leave your fingertips, you're not typing for me. I don't need the engagement. Heaven needs your yes. You are signing an agreement that exists far beyond pixels and platforms. You are giving legal consent in the spirit for what is about to be released. Do it now, 777. Then come back to this sentence. I need you to hear something no one has had the courage to say to you plainly. The reason your life has felt like you're trying to sprint through deep water, every step demanding double the effort, every breakthrough perpetually almost here but never arriving, is not random misfortune. It is not simply a hard season. It is targeted, personalized warfare that has run for 1,826 days. There was a specific operation launched against you. Not blanket chaos. A tailored campaign with your name typed across the dossier. They analyzed you. They mapped your weak hours. They know the exact thoughts that loop at 3 a.m., which friendships to fracture first, which promises to delay just long enough that you question whether you ever really heard God at all. I saw you 6 months ago, sitting in your car in that parking lot, fingers locked around the keys, unable to walk inside. Not because you were physically exhausted, because you needed a few more minutes to put the mask back on, to become the version everyone expects instead of the version that's barely surviving. The version smiling through meetings while mentally juggling which bill can slide another week. The version saying, "I'm good," while everything inside is screaming. I saw you 3 weeks ago, eyes open at 2:47 a.m., refreshing your account balance like the numbers might suddenly repent and change. I saw you in that conversation last Tuesday, laughing at something that wasn't funny because laughing hurt less than admitting you were breaking. I saw you type that vulnerable message, then delete it. The one where you almost asked for help, almost said, "I can't carry this anymore." Pride, shame, or both convinced you to replace it with, "Never mind, I'm okay." Your tears have been counted. Heaven keeps inventory. The current total is 47,219. Every single one gathered in golden vials and placed before the throne. Not one evaporated unnoticed. Every tear is legal evidence. Every prayer that felt like it hit the ceiling and fell back down, recorded. Hit the like button right now. If these words pierce something inside you, this isn't about feeding an algorithm. This is your flare gun going off. When you tap that heart, you are declaring to the courts of heaven, "I'm listening. I'm present. I'm ready. While you were just trying to make it through another day, believing you were fighting alone, an entirely different scene was unfolding in realms your eyes can't see. A courtroom session. 12 demons were assigned to your case 4 years ago. 12. They held a strategy meeting and split the duties. One took your finances, making sure money evaporated no matter how much sweat you poured in. One targeted your relationships, planting misunderstandings, distance, suspicion. One specialized in last-second collapses, good doors almost opening, then slamming shut. They've seen your heavenly file. They understand that the moment you fully awaken to your true identity and authority, their whole operation against your bloodline implodes. This isn't about you being special in some arrogant sense. It's about you being a direct threat to their territory. When you step fully into your calling, strongholds shatter, cycles break, regional darkness has to flee. So they attacked every vector: money, health, love, dreams, rest, peace of mind, especially your mind. That voice at 3 a.m. that sounds like you, but says things you would never speak over anyone else, that is not you. That is enemy broadcast, engineered to make you quit 24 hours before the tide turns. But at 11:47 last night, whatever time zone you were in, something changed. A verdict was handed down from the Supreme Court of Heaven. The legal grounds those spirits were standing on expired at midnight. The contract they were enforcing, the claim they were pressing, revoked, terminated, finished. Michael the Archangel, the same one who cast Lucifer out of heaven, who never loses, has been assigned to your case with explicit orders. He is not coming to watch. He is coming to enforce judgment. He is retrieving what was stolen. He is opening what was padlocked. He is shattering chains that held your provision hostage for 5 years. And he will not return to the throne without the proof of your victory. If the last 5 years are suddenly lining up in your mind like puzzle pieces from a completely different perspective, if you're nodding right now, your recognition matters. Heaven is waiting for your agreement. Right now, as these words enter you, pay attention to your body. Tingling in your palms? That's not poor circulation. That's activation. Your cells are receiving frequency. Warmth in your chest? Not panic. That's presence moving through your heart's architecture. Pressure in your forehead? Not a migraine. That's spiritual sight coming online after years of being shut down. Over the next 7 days, watch closely for these exact signs. I'm being precise on purpose. You will hear from someone you haven't spoken to in at least 3 years. A text, DM, email, call, something. It will mention a detail from your past you thought no one else kept. This isn't coincidence. This is heaven saying, I remember who you were before the pressure tried to erase you. Money is arriving within 168 hours. Not vague blessing, a concrete financial surprise, a forgotten refund, a canceled debt, an unexpected opportunity that lands the exact amount needed. Look at the numbers. If they contain 3, 7, or 11, any combination, that is heaven's watermark. Someone in your everyday world, coworker, neighbor, cashier, regular, will say something in the next 72 hours that feels like they read your journal, a sentence you've been thinking but never spoke. Heaven is borrowing their mouth to speak directly to you. You will have one dream that feels different, sharper, heavier, meaningful. Water flowing clearly, old keys, doors swinging open, light piercing shadow. When you wake, write it down immediately. That is not random firing in your brain. That is intelligence being delivered. People who followed these instructions exactly have already seen the shift. Maria in Phoenix typed 777 while shaking in her car. Eviction notice on the passenger seat. 68 hours later, a forgotten lawsuit from 11 years earlier settled. $47,700 direct deposit. She still cries telling the story. David in Chicago was 3 days from filing bankruptcy. He typed 777 with zero hope left. 71 hours later, an estranged uncle he hadn't spoken to in 15 years called, "God won't leave me alone about you." $77,000 wired. No strings. Jennifer in Dallas had been overlooked for promotion 7 times. Typed 777 mid-dinner, alone, crying. 5 days later, her boss was suddenly transferred, and she was offered a role 2 levels above what she applied for. Salary more than her previous yearly total. Sarah in Atlanta had an inoperable tumor. Typed 444, felt literal heat in her body. 2 weeks later, scans showed nothing. Doctors repeated the imaging, used words like unprecedented. She knows heaven edited the report. These aren't fabricated stories. These are real people whose chapters flipped because they treated the moment as sacred instead of entertainment. Your chapter is next. But in the next 24 hours, you must close 3 doors. This is non-negotiable. Your obedience determines whether the blessing can land. Door number 1, that one relationship that only takes. You already know the name. The person who contacts you only in crisis, criticizes your vision, smiles while speaking curse. Heaven says close it now, delete, block, no more replies. Not from hate, from protection. The incoming blessing cannot flow while that energy is blocking the doorway. Door number 2, the secret habit or thought pattern you feed when no one is looking. The late night scroll, the compromise you downplay, the self-attack you would never aim at anyone else. Stop cold. No taper. No, I'll cut back. When the urge returns, say out loud, that door is shut. That version is finished. I walk through a new one now. Door number 3, the fear masquerading as wisdom. The voice that says, be practical, when heaven says, be bold. Stay safe, when heaven says, trust and leap. You're not ready, when heaven says, you're assigned. In the next 24 hours, do one thing that terrifies you. Send it, call, apply, speak. Fear is not your advisor. It's a trespasser that must be removed. Share this message with exactly 3 people in the next 24 hours. Not everyone. 3. Heaven will flash their names in your spirit. When you feel the yes, send it unedited. Your obedience opens the frequency for them too. Subscribe and turn on notifications. This is not a one-time transmission. More is coming. Deeper revelation, stronger downloads, continued momentum. Staying connected is staying positioned. Now the warning. The instant you typed 777, liked, and decided to obey, the enemy registered the shift. They always sense when someone stops being passive. Expect retaliation in the next 48 hours. Sudden arguments, petty offenses, bad news timed perfectly to make you think nothing's different. A message from the exact person you were supposed to block, worded to trigger guilt. Your own mind saying, this is crazy, you're overreacting, go back to normal. That is not logic. That is panic from a defeated operation that just lost its legal right to torment you. Do not negotiate. Do not reopen sealed doors. This is the test. Most people collapse here and return to the familiar prison. You've come too far. You've survived too much. Do not sabotage 3 days before sunrise. When the pushback arrives, speak aloud. I see you. I know what this is. The old contract is canceled. I serve a different king now. I'm not going back. Receive this blessing with your whole being. May your finances overflow until generosity becomes your greatest pleasure. May provision pursue you until you have to invent ways to release it. May favor go before you so strongly that strangers ask what happened. May your body align with heaven's verdict instead of earth's report. May family patterns of sickness break with you. May peace flood your mind until anxiety cannot find a foothold. May toxic ties dissolve effortlessly and godly connections arrive suddenly. May your children and grandchildren inherit victory instead of struggle. May your purpose become so clear that confusion has no voice. May doors fly open before you ever touch the handle. You are moments away from phone calls that rewrite your story, emails that make your pulse race, moments that leave you whispering, "Only God." Two futures stand in front of you. You close this, feel a moment of emotion, but tomorrow feels like every other day. 3 years later, you're still waiting, still masking, still checking balances at 2 a.m. You treat this as divine appointment. You close the doors. You send the 3 messages. You watch. In 72 hours, you're texting someone, "You won't believe this." In 6 months, people ask, "What changed?" In 3 years, you're telling others about the night you almost scrolled past your miracle. Type "I choose breakthrough" in the comments right now. Declare it publicly. Let it be recorded. Let it be witnessed. Your words carry weight in the spirit. The window is closing. You are the 7th, the last. The 3 doors, the 3 people, the 3 signs are already moving. Heaven isn't wishing you respond. It is waiting for you to respond. This is now. Your breakthrough isn't coming. It's here. Close the doors. Send the messages. Watch. You are seen. You are known. You are chosen. Now go prove heaven correct.